morning, everybody. Good morning. Let's try that again. We have to get so much energy ready to go here. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Excellent. My name is Mark Fordham. I head our services team here at Central Desktop, and it is my great pleasure to welcome you all to our third annual user conference. We are really excited about this conference. We spent a lot of time getting all the feedback from the users that came last year. Have a ton of really great content, a lot of customer-driven content. Super excited you made it here. If your trip was 6 hours on the train, plane, bus, roller skates, we're happy you're here. I want to just be the one to get to introduce our first speaker of the morning. It is our Chief Executive Officer and co-founder of the company, Mr. Garcia. So please welcome the stage.
Good morning, everyone. As Mark said, thanks for making the trip to Hollywood. I know I talked to some folks that were coming from Portland, Oregon, and I'm pretty sure they brought the fog with them and the marine layer that's coming over. Although behind the curtains, I think the sun has perked up, so I think we'll be good. If it's your first time to Hollywood or to California or to Southern California, it's surprisingly cool. You expect I thought everyone was going to be in shorts and bikinis and everything, but, it's pretty cold once the fall kicks in here, but we're ready to go. Today, again, as Mark said, thanks for joining us today for our third annual Collabosphere, where the theme is action. And the idea and the concept here is to empower you guys to take action whenever you go back to your office, back to your company, that you learn from other people here, and that you share your experiences about Central Desktop and how you're using the platform and how your business is going and how it's growing. In a mixed economy like today, I think it's pretty phenomenal that we have such a broad mix of companies and customers represented here today that are small business, medium-sized, and very, very, very large organizations as well, which I think is indicative of the type of the customer bases that we're constantly trying to make happy on a regular basis. So thanks for coming. I'll be your host here for the next few minutes as we talk a little bit about last year, and we'll talk a little bit more about you guys. I want to highlight a little bit more about you guys and some of the speakers and some of the content that you guys are going to be able to experience over the next day and a half. So thanks for coming. It's going to be a lot of fun. Everyone enjoyed the reception last night. Good drinks. Anyone have any of the Hollywood drinks? And we were talking about some of the different types of drinks, and one of them was going to be the what's the one for the Big Lebowski? The White Russian, yeah. And I wanted that one with the quote to be "The dude abides." But I didn't win that one. All right. Oh, so there I am. All right. So let's get to our feature presentation today. So I guess the first thing was we wanted to take a quick look back at last year. Some of you were here last year. Most of you are new actually this year. We'll talk a little bit about what we accomplished over the past year around the company, some of the bigger goals that we had set out and how we did against them. I think they'll be interesting to you guys since ultimately they all come back to reflect with you guys. So the first thing is Mark Fordham really led a great team around our customer support and service team, and we actually won a really big award, the Stevie Awards. And those are things that we applied for, but they're also voted upon by lots and lots of other folks. And we were really proud of this award because I believe this is the year that we beat out Salesforce and Epicor on the services side. So, and at the end of the day, the service team is really the front line that you guys interface with on a regular, daily basis. And we're constantly looking for better feedback on how that team can work better. They do a great job. Mark leads a great team there. And, we do checks with them all the time. And they love talking to you guys on a daily basis, on a regular basis. So the more you call, actually, the more we love you. The other award that we won actually was also a Stevie Award on product development. So we've made a lot of changes on the product side, and we're going to be showing you more over the next couple of days on the product front. And we were a finalist in the Stevie Awards as well that we were really proud of. And over the past year on the product development side, we had big goals on UI, UX. And last year, if you remember, some of the roadmap items that we had laid out, we were able to accomplish some of them, not all of them. But we definitely have goals, and we'll update everyone on how we're doing there in our product sessions, as well as a sneak peek into some of the newer CD Labs things, kind of what's kind of brewing in the back basement with the pizza eaters over there. All right, increased velocity. So over the past year, and some of the feedback we had last year, like, all right, guys, you guys have great ideas on the product front. Can you get them out faster? Can you get the features out faster? So we made some very specific hires in the engineering department. We actually doubled the engineering team here in the U.S. And focused on really driving more product velocity to get things out the door faster. So over the summer, there was a lot of incubation of how to make the team faster. I think as we come into Q4, you're going to see some really big changes, again, that you'll see in the sneak peek coming up. And I think Q4, from a product release perspective, is definitely the most exciting quarter that we've had probably since last year. So I think you'll be very, very pleased and excited about what's coming around the corner. Something else we did on the company front is, while we have a great sales team and we love our sales representatives that are here today, sometimes folks don't always want to talk to a salesperson, right? They want to talk to someone on the support or service side when it comes to solving a problem or sharing an idea on how to get more user adoption in some capacity. So we actually created a new role called the Customer Success role. And it's a small team. Today it's comprised of 3 people, but that team's growing. And they're completely dedicated. It's Susan and Liz. I'm sure both of them are here. I'm missing the other one. And Larry's part of that team as well. And these guys are focused on really driving success, checking in with you guys on adoption, how you're using the product, what are the additional needs you guys have from a training perspective that you might be looking for, etc. But these guys are there not so much to sell to you, but just to help you along and to answer those questions. So while support might be on a triage basis, the success team is focused, truly as the name says, how can you guys succeed? And I'd encourage you guys to leverage them, to learn from them, to use these guys on a regular basis. They're great to work with, they're fun to deal with, and they love what they do as well. Kind of along the same lines, we launched CD University. So CD University is a really bigger initiative that we have around how do we encourage more training and learning about the product that's not only driven by someone on the phone, but it's driven by 2 other factors. One is driven by the community itself. So we have different sessions where customers and groups, based on the type of customer they are, maybe the size of the company or the industry that they're in, are all getting on the phone together and sharing best practices. And we're coming in just to sort of moderate and to bring some of you folks together. And we've had about 4 or 5 sessions of CD University so far, at least on that track. It's been very successful. Where not only coming to an event like Collabosphere, you can learn very specifically what other companies are using Central Desktop for, and you're hearing directly from our other customers. So sometimes there's positive things that are being shared, sometimes it's negative, and we kind of take a back seat, and we want to let you guys kind of share those thoughts and know that we're there to triage and help with those as well. But CD University, at least from that track, has been very, very successful. The other one that just launched, I want to say about 6 to 8 weeks ago, is really kind of self-training and webinars that you guys can then join webinars in a little bit more of a structured format. And we have big ideas about CD University, where some of you have deployments that are thousands and thousands of users. And we want to be able to tailor CD University for you guys to be able to bring your teams in. And not always have to talk to one person to learn the product, or maybe not burden you guys as the individual administrators. So we have great plans with what CD University can do to help you guys with adoption, using the product, and really learning how to stretch the use of the product on a regular basis. So look for more on CD University. This is actually run through the services team, and Katie has that one up as well. So great job, Katie, in getting this one kicked off. We have really, really big goals and ideas with CD University. The other thing that we've really done, and we've been pushed in this direction for, I think, obvious reasons with the big hoopla with the NSA and the security and everyone's concerns that we have there, we've kind of been ahead of the curve on this. And then we've also been pushed here also based on many of you saying, hey, I'm working in a large bank. The 2nd largest consumer bank in the country uses our platform today. We have close to 500 people that are there using it, and they said, we want to use more of it, but in order to use your platform even more, you guys need to jump through some more security hurdles. So we've done that, and we've done it over the past really 1.5 to 2 years. 2 years and have made huge improvements here. Not to say improvements, we were always really good there, but huge leaps and bounds, I think, ahead of the competition here. So what we did is, there's two things that we did over the past year. One is it's called SSAE 16 certification. And SSAE 16 is what used to be called SAS 70 certification. And what a lot of companies do, and here's a little kind of trick whenever you deal with your other software vendors, a lot of software vendors say that their data, we used to say this, our data centers are SAS 70 certified. And while that's true, the company itself wasn't, right? Or the company isn't SAE 16 certified. So we are SAE 16 certified, and we passed through all those hoops ourselves internally. We have those controls in place in our company as well as at our data center. And there's kind of an ongoing process that happens on an annual basis. So you go through the audit, that process, and then there's a multiplication of certification that happens on an annual basis. So it keeps us on our toes. This has been an initiative actually that we had for about a year and a half. It takes about 12 to 18 months to go through the whole process. So we wanted to announce it last year, but it wasn't ready at the time. We weren't certified at the time. The other thing is actually very specifically tied to the data is we have it's called we're safe harbor compliant. So maybe you have some data that maybe some of your offices are in Europe or in Canada or outside of the U.S. and they have data concerns about Patriot Act and kind of where data breaches are coming from, etc. With let me fix this here. With safe harbor for your European concerns, any data that's stored in the U.S. and for anything that happens, etc., there's this agreement between the EU and the U.S. that says there's a fast track to resolution on how data breaches or where data controls are coming from. So the safe harbor is kind of a way that says we will comply to the EU standards and be held to those through the safe harbor compliance track, let's call it. So two big jumps that we did on data security that we're definitely proud of that we've done. Well, that's the safe harbor, improving the international security. So the other big goal that we had last year was around building awareness around the company. I think we're this great company in Southern California with great customers and lots of success, but it kind of always feels like not enough people know about us. So we kind of set out on a few different goals to really build more specific awareness around the company, the brand, the name, and some of our thought leadership. So what we did two things. One was we really exponentiated our content marketing and our content blogging and become real thought leaders. And you can see some pretty amazing stats on our increase in visitors, returning visitors, people spending time on our site, and on the comment side, where we have a very engaging site on the blog site that's being syndicated at other sites as well. We have writers from Inc., from Forbes, from Ad Age, Adonis, lots of other really industry leaders thinking about collaboration and specifically around certain verticals that have driven lots and lots of content. I know we look forward to Jacob, our keynote speaker, contributing more content to our blog as well. He has a whole book that I'm sure we can put on the website. The other thing that we've done this past year is really focused on integration plans. So we have integration and some partnerships in place that are just now starting to kick off. We have a very specific partnership with actually NetSuite that is an official agreement that we have in place with them, and we're in the midst of doing some integrations with them with a variety of their products. That's addressing a lot of our mid-market clients that are looking for ties into financial systems, tied into time and billing systems, and resource management systems. That has been a big request that we've had, and NetSuite actually came to us on this, looking to find more integration opportunities. The other one is we don't have an official partnership with Adobe, but we are working on some Adobe integrations that are trying to help along the Creative Cloud stumbles that they've had up there. We have, I'm sure many of you or all of you are using Creative Cloud in some of your graphic designer, the marketing teams. The Creative Cloud is one way of sharing information, but just imagine if that information is being pushed make a big impact. Something else that we've done this past year was we've actually had it for almost 2 years now, is the CD Gives program. And CD Gives is what we do once a quarter, where we give our platform to a nonprofit that we choose. We have a committee inside the company that chooses which nonprofit group should we give our platform to solve some sort of problem. So over the years, we've given our platform to the Breast Cancer Foundation for a very specific fundraiser in LA, the YWCA Glendale. We've also given it to Burn Design Lab, which where they create sustainable stoves that they share with the developing world as a very efficient way of providing means for them to cook their meals rather than tearing down all of the forests and woods around them, which are a depletable source. The sustainable stoves, there's a bunch of worldwide collaboration came to put that together, and it was done on our platform, something we were actually very, very proud of. The most recent one that we just awarded this past quarter was for IILA, which is, I gotta look it up actually, International Institute of LA. And they actually have used our platform, or they're going to use our platform, to stop human trafficking, which in Southern California is a pretty big problem with the border so close to us. So illegal human trafficking, there's a bunch of coordination with law enforcement and caseworkers and agencies in the area that they're kind of coordinating all this communication on our platform. I mean, they were chosen, and they're very, very glad to be using our platform. So something we're really proud of is the CD Gives program that continues to be part of the essence of our platform of collaboration. This past year, we also gave birth to an angel. You'll be meeting him later today or tomorrow. I think it's today. We've had as part of our brand awareness building as well. At South by Southwest this past year, we had actually also at AdTech, a couple other conferences we were at. We had a stage very much like this one, and we had the collaboration angel there, and he's playing a harp, and he's talking about collaboration, and he is building awareness to our booth and to the event that we had. And it was done initially obviously as a stunt, but it actually became very, very popular, and we received national coverage on this. I think it was on CNN, when they were talking about sort of stunts at South by Southwest, and we were highlighted as one of them. But it's become a little bit more of a fun way of kind of getting our name out, and we've had a lot of fun with our collaboration angel. That's his name, Collaboration Angel. And you'll get to meet him. And he's going to be part of our company as we continue to move forward. So let's talk a little bit about, so that's a little bit about us. And, as we continue over the next couple of days, I'm happy to break out with any of you and share any thoughts about last year and how we did and other things that we can do to improve. But let's talk a little bit about some of you guys that are here today and some of the speakers and some of the content that you guys are going to be covering over the next day and a half. Oh yes, but first, I want to talk about Carl Propolo. So as we talk about you guys, I'm talking about customers. And last year, Carl Propolo was one of our speakers. He was one of our top. He called in and gave us more inbound support tickets than anybody. He was number one, and we loved him. And he became part of our company, and he was endearing to us in so many ways. He was a friend of mine as well. We became friends over time. And he pushed us, and he pushed our product, and he pushed our team, and he pushed our thinking and our vision, everything but what we wanted to do. Carl pushed us and was the epitome of a great customer. And he passed away in March this past year, and it was very sudden. It was a shock, actually. He died of stroke. It was a very sudden, very bad thing. And if any of you met Carl, he was absolutely full of life. And when he spoke, he's walking back and forth on the stage like a caged lion, and he's so excited about collaboration and knowledge management and about how this can work and why this is the future. And he's written articles and papers, and he's a deep thinker on it, and he's no longer with us. And I had to bring him up because he epitomized customers and the type of customer we want that are going to push us to make us be better. And we always wanted to be better because of Carl and because of you. And we just couldn't do a day today about our customers without mentioning Carl. Thank you, Carl. You would have loved being here today. Not to be too sentimental there, but I'll go ahead and move on. I want to talk about some of the other customers that are here and some of the other speakers, and I would encourage you, I'm going to highlight some of our speakers and some of the companies that are here. I would encourage you guys to talk to them, to seek them out, share a cup of coffee with them, learn about how they're using the platform, and share some ideas. And some of them are in some very cool esoteric industries. Some of them are making an impact on our daily lives and the different brands that we work with on a daily basis. And I'll highlight. So the first one is Scott Madden Consulting Firm, Consulting Group. I don't know exactly what it is. We have two speakers from there, Karen Hilton and Mike Christopher. That I'm not sure if they're here today. There we go. And Scott Madden is strategic advisory on a variety of things. They have a big focus on energy. So they'll do strategic advisement on companies anywhere, from sustainable wind farms to nuclear energy. I think they're using our platform in a very interesting way with clients and internally that I would encourage you guys to take a look at. So thank you guys for being here today. We also have in our speaker group, Javelin Market Group, which we have Mike Radigan here, who was here last year, last year, Mike, he won the prize to go in an airplane over Santa Monica. And I think he actually flew the airplane, right? Yeah. And he's still alive, that's right. So Javelin Market Group, really exciting agency, actually out of Dallas, that really focuses on blending storytelling with deep analytics. And I think the best example is their client, and I'm sure you've all seen the commercial of Gerber Life, the college planning. And I know I've seen the commercial. I have two kids, and it kind of sucked my wife into the commercial very quickly. And everyone knows we have to save for college, but for some reason, this particular commercial got our attention to really think about it a little bit more. But Javelin was behind this and had engagement from the commercial TV side as well as on the website, and kind of tied it all together. So talk to Javelin if you want more information on how they're using our platform internally around project management, campaign management, and they're working with their clients as well. This one's out of order, but we'll go with Pinkberry. So Pinkberry is here today as well, headquartered here in Los Angeles. I think everybody likes frozen yogurt. If you don't, you should. And you'll have a chance to taste it because they're going to be serving it, I think today. Is it today? Yeah. So Pinkberry is here representing their flavors. My daughter's favorite is pomegranate. There's also a Pinkberry app that you can find out where the local flavors are in relation to where you are. So you can find the closest Pinkberry and see if they have the flavors you're looking for. But they're using our platform because they're growing very quickly. So they're growing and creating and opening new stores in North America and worldwide. And they're using our platform to manage the organization of every new store that launches and create collaboration between the store managers as well. So I think there's some very interesting use cases around how Pinkberry is using our platform. So I encourage you to go to that session and listen to them as well. We also have the Navy SEAL Foundation. Tony Ducey is speaking, I think later today. And Tony is a former Navy SEAL himself. And the Navy SEAL Foundation uses our platform to organize internally and to collaborate around the concept of how they manage charitable giving internally that they give to support families and around the Naval Special Warfare Group. And this is something obviously very close to Tony and something that he's using that they're using on a daily basis. What's interesting about the Navy SEAL Foundation, outside of it being damn cool, is that 94 cents out of every dollar is applied directly to support services. So it's a highly efficient charity foundation group that's worked on a regular basis. So I encourage you to talk to Tony or go to his session. We'll learn a little bit more about it. So the other, we have someone from Engage here today, and Engage is an agency based in Atlanta. And they actually just merged with Moxie inside of Publicis. So there's a whole bunch of mix there, but Engage is here today, and they work with a lot of famous brands that I think everyone's familiar with: Coke, Cisco, Chick-fil-A, Ruth's Chris, and Nationwide. But the one that got my attention the most was a campaign they did, I guess about a year and a half, 2 ago, around Outback Steakhouse, where Outback wanted to give away 1 million steaks engaged us behind launching this campaign where the same commercial showed across the country, all at the exact same time, saying, do X, Y, Z, and we'll give you a steak. And we gave away 950,000 steaks within 12 hours. But it was a highly coordinated campaign across the country at this exact same time, which I thought was really, really cool. But Engage is here, and they use our platform internally as an intranet, as a primary way of storing their files, as a true SharePoint alternative, as well as sharing with clients information. So Mark Unrain is here to share his thoughts on how they're using Central Desktop. So thanks for being here. And ask him about how you get a free steak. CBS is here as well, and they're going to be talking, I think, on Panel Island. Jason Deal is here. CBS uses our platform in a very interesting way, which is every single promotion that you see, every commercial, whether it's Big Bang Theory, CSI Miami, fill in the blank, any of these here, every single promo has gone through some sort of collaborative, review and approve process or coordination on our platform. So we're really proud to say every commercial, every promo that you see happened because of Central Desktop, right? So on a daily basis, these sort of things are powered. Believe me, when they have a question or if there's an issue, they call because it's very, very important if the commercial gets shown. But talk to Jason about understanding. Jason is one of our extreme power users on our platform, and he knows it better than some of us, actually. So thanks, Jason. Also, who's here is the IEEE. They were here last year. IEEE is actually our largest customer by seat count. I think we did a quick count. It was close to 3,000 people using our platform inside of the IEEE. Now, the IEEE, that's nothing because they got 425,000 people that are part of their group worldwide. They're the largest technology association worldwide that's kind of pushing for the advancement of technology. And I think we kind of take it for granted that there's standards that really power every little thing that we're doing, whether it's the camera, whether it's this projector, or whether it's something as simple as Ethernet. That Ethernet early on became one of the standards. I think IEEE really kind of, said, yes, that happened because of us, among other things. But IEEE is something really cool. Christina, Michael, and Gregory all here. I encourage you guys to talk to them. They're using our platform around collaborating around the standards process. There's documents, and there's a lot of collaboration between big heavyweights about which standards do we really want to work on and or agree on, and they're using our platform to work with that. Almost done here. USC is here as well. Martha Hernandez is here, and I think someone else is here as well. So USC has a very interesting use case where, so obviously there's a lot of smart people at USC right up the street, but it's specifically the Southern California Clinical and Translational Science Institute that's using our platform as part of USC. So STSI. And what they do is they provide resources that are bringing some of this technology into the public market. So they are using our platform around grant management and around the resources around some of the research as well on a regular basis. So talk to USC about how they're using our platform, and you'll speak to them as well in one of the sessions. And then, almost, I've got two more here. So Alexander's Mobility Service, again, kind of a name that sounds, that sounds like an interesting company or a quaint company. Yeah, they're part of the largest moving company in the world. So they're part of Atlas World Global, and they actually are the most profitable unit inside of Atlas and contribute more profit and revenue to Atlas than any other group inside of Atlas. Alexander's, Kathy's here from, I met her last night, and she's here speaking about how they're using our platform, and we're very excited about helping them succeed inside the rest of Atlas. MGSCom is here, an agency down in Florida. Jason Greenwald is here. Thank you very much. MGS working with very large, popular clients that we kind of see on a regular basis, whether it's Toyota, Claritin, the Miami Marlins, no longer the Florida Marlins. I believe you guys are agency of record for them. And the Hispanic Got Milk campaign really worked strong behind. I've been to the MGS offices. It's a highly dynamic agency that's growing very quickly, based in Miami and in New York. So thanks for coming all the way from Florida, Jason. And then we have Rapid7. So one of our speakers is actually CMO and the CIO of Rapid7 that are using, that are actually customer board advisors to us. Carol Myers and Jay Leader. I haven't met Jay yet, but I know Carol very well. And they are an internet security company that I'd encourage you guys to talk to as well. And you'll get to hear the CMO and the CIO talking about where's the budget coming from. These days, lots of marketing decisions and marketing budgets used to be all made at the CIO's department. But today, many of them are driven by marketing customer demands, and the budget's actually switching. So these guys, which work in the same company, are going to be sharing their thoughts, and they're going to duke it out. I keep thinking they're going to have boxing gloves or something. Last two, we've got Print Art. Print Art is here. Frank Nardi, I have not met you, Frank. I think we've spoken on the phone. I have not met you yet, but thanks for coming out. These guys are, they're proud of it, and I think it's awesome. Origins in Traditional Print, based in New Jersey, by the way. I think there's 4 New Jersey guys here, companies that are here. Origins in Traditional Print that have really expanded into a fully integrated agency. So it's a very interesting use case that push our platform to a limit with lots and lots of dynamic use cases. So thanks for coming. I encourage you to talk to Frank Nardi, and what a great website. The Power of Pink for October. I love the website. And last but not least, the Summit Group, which is here. Summit Group works, they're based in Utah. So Silicon Slopes, then you got Silicon Valley, and then you got Pasadena as well. Summit Group working on very large campaigns with Subway, AAA, and Select Health is one of their clients who's also here today. Who's also a client of Central Desktop as well. So Select Health, thank you for coming. Sharon Rue is going to be here, our COO. Yeah. Did I pronounce that correct? Yeah, thank you very much. All right. That's the Summit Group. So look forward to lots of good dynamic content for some great folks. And again, encourage you to speak to them. Say, hey, I heard Isaac talk about how you're using the platform. You know, tell me more, or let's trade some ideas. And I think they're all open to that. So, which kind of brings us back to working together in ways we never thought possible, which is kind of embodying all those different interesting use cases that we just talked about. That's actually our company motto, right? That's our mission statement. So we start off almost every management meeting, every corporate offsite that we do, everything about what we're trying to accomplish is how do we help other people, other companies, other foundations, other groups work together in ways you never thought possible? How are we empowering that with our platform? And that's what we're trying to do with all of you. And if there's better ways that we can do that, let us know. We're interested in definitely improving that. So that's what I have for today. Thank you for listening there.